Again, a name that most people do not know. And by the way, Cheskel Bennett is a name we should also mention. We were mentioning names. Cheskel Bennett was up in Albany repeatedly. We'll have him on the show in just a few minutes on another issue that he's involved in. But he was lobbying, and let me tell you, makes great presentations on things that he believes in. We mentioned, let me also mention Leon Goldenberg came up to Albany, Mayor Abe Weeder from Kiryas Joel, and some other amazing people from Kiryas Joel, Yankee Sofer, Beryl Milliman, Akiva Klein. We mentioned Gedalia Weinberger, who's the chairman of the Board of Aguda, I believe. But again, so many other people. Forgive me if I have not mentioned your name. These things do not get done. A lot of the elected officials I haven't mentioned. People, we had a bill years ago. We had 45 sponsors on that bill. You know, so many people pushing, working, slowly but surely. You know, it's like it just took time to get to that finish line. And it finally happened in the most difficult year imaginable. You know, so
and there isn't a Kahila and there isn't a Beis Medrash that is not affected in New York State by this. There was a lot of celebrations and a lot of shuls this Shabbos.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we're going back to Albany next week to work on other things. We have one other major thing that could help the Moistus a lot. Again, I don't want to get into it. You know, you notice that on this radio show, we did not speak about TAP this year. Not once. There was a reason for it. Because of what happened last year, we were so hopeful and we came so close. I called Shia Ostreicher, who's one of the superstars in all this. I said, until what time can I call you? Because we were in session. It was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. How late can I call? Shia said to me, you can call whatever time. I actually called him at 12:01. I said, Shia, it passed the Senate, it passed the Assembly, we're in. And we have with us on the line, again, one of the people, I got to tell you, who pushed me, who was on top of me, in Albany all the time, Shmuel Lefkowitz. Shmuel!
Right, we didn't do...
I want to correct one thing. I didn't have to push you.
Okay.
I didn't have to cajole you. You were there right at the beginning, and you brought together those over 40 assembly people from all over. I mean, I don't know how you did that. The assembly people from areas that have no Orthodox
connection
in them even. But you brought them together. You told them that this was important. You did not have to be pushed. It was a difficult process over the past 5 years, but you were there with us from day one. You were there with us from day one, and that's important. And then slowly but surely, we were able to get others, the over 40 assembly people, and the Senate, and the.
Shmuel, do you remember the meetings we had in Shelly's office with the attorneys and discussions about constitutionality? I mean, you could write a book on this, on the back and forth.
And I want to tell you something. We had those meetings, and Chaim David Zwiebel, Gedalia Weinberger, Shia Ostreicher, and then when I drive up to Albany, on the way to Albany, and I passed Monroe, and I'd say, hey, you know something? Maybe Mayor Weeder can come along with us.
And he did all the time.
And Akiva Klein, and I'd make one call, and these guys would be in their cars and say, you need us, we're there. And that coalition, that's what Agud is. Agud is a coalition. That coalition of people working together with menschlichkeit and with a goal in mind that to do it right, that's what made it happen. And though your office is terrific, as a home away from home, I must tell you, it's heartwarming to be able to, if you come up to Albany, to be able to come into your office to get such a Baruch Haba, and to use your refrigerator and your office and your chairs and your phone and everything else is really very, very encouraging, and it helps us a lot.
Rabbi Lefkowitz,
and especially when you bring me a little kosher food. I mean, listen, tuna fish. How far can I get on tuna fish, on a can of tuna fish?
Okay, yeah.
I have to apologize. Joe was so excited that you were on the air that we didn't get a chance to give you a proper introduction. This is Rabbi Shmuel Lefkowitz, Vice President of Community Services for Agudath Israel of America. Now.
Okay. Listen, we had Shelly and Skelos on at the same time. I didn't even realize that we were going to have them. And again, Skelos did so much, and Shelly and the governor and everybody together. It's just a great, great victory for everybody who cares about education in the state of New York.
Yes, and I want to tell you, I had many discussions over the past few weeks, making sure that, trying to make sure that this happens. And one of the conversations was, someone said, you know, there are other needs. There are a lot of other needs in the community, senior citizens and at-risk children, people who need work. And these are all projects that the Aguda is involved with. But there's one thing that I think that we all understand. Education is our highest priority. And that's the first thing that we have to take care of. And I think the legislature recognized that. Of course, they took care of the senior citizens also, and this is something that we were pushing for, and we're very happy about that. They took care of other needs, as you know, Dov, and they're sensitive to the needs of the community. But education is the priority. We have to keep education well-funded in order to continue the next generation in the way that we want them to, and also to be able to go out in the workforce and to do whatever they have to do to be mefanis their families.
Shmuel, I want to, again, we're going to come back to this another time to go through it in more detail, how it's going to work. But what a pleasure to work with you and Shia in particular, because you were the two guys, you know, every time I walked down the hall, I saw the two of you there and working with me, but not just with me, but with all the key players in the Senate, in the Assembly, and of course in the executive as well with the governor. So really, Baruch Hashem, and we have other things to do in part 2 of the legislative session, which is coming up, I know. So Shmuel, thank you so much for being part of making this happen.
It's a pleasure working with you, Dov. Your ehrlichkeit and your excitement about helping the community, making this a priority. There's nothing more important to you than helping the community in such an ehrlich way, and I really appreciate the relationship we have.
Thank you, Shmuel. That is Shmuel Lefkowitz, and again, we're rushing this because we have an extremely important part to deal with right now.